welcome or welcome back to the Marketing Nomad YouTube channel. I am the Marketing Nomad. Alrighty, let's talk a little bit about what's on my mind today. So a couple of months ago, I learned this very beautiful lesson that I want to take some time and share with you because it has been such a massive mindset shift when it comes to my life, whether it's my business, my personal life, what else, my relationships, so on and so forth. So this really beautiful mindset shift changed the way that I look at my life. All right, so let's get into it. So a couple of months ago, this was maybe 9 to 10 months ago, all right? Up until that point, my business had been doing well. I'd gotten the client inflow that I was looking for, and I was hitting my monthly goals. Everything was doing well. And then suddenly, this one particular month, it had been the 15th of that particular month, and I was nowhere close to hitting my month goals for that particular month. And I was starting to panic. I was starting to wonder, okay, what's going on? What's happening over here? I'm not hitting my goal. It's 15th. There's only 15 more days for this month to end. I don't think that things can change. How am I gonna hit this goal that I've set for this month? And because all the previous months, what had happened was me hitting my monthly goal was very slow and steady, as in it was spread out all throughout the month, right? So by the time it was 15th of a particular month, I had maybe come halfway or maybe 3/4 the way to my monthly goal. And this was 15th and I was nowhere close, like not even 10% close to the end of my monthly goal. And I was starting to panic. I was quite worried and I went in that zone, when you are panicking, so you're trying to tweak things on the back end, you're doing everything in a panic, you're wondering what's going on, where are you going wrong, maybe it's a pattern that you need to account for, so on and so forth. So my mind went into overdrive during that particular month, and so up until 15th I was really panicking, I was worried. And then 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th. I remember how much of panic I was in during those few days. And suddenly, on the 20th, I hit my monthly goal within a day, all right? And it was absolutely magical. Like, I got 3 clients in, and one client, I think they gave me like a double, how do I say this? Like a double booking. Yeah, all right, so overnight, literally overnight, like 20th, I hit my monthly goal, all right? And up until that point, I gotta tell you, up until 19th, I was nowhere close to it. I was probably 10% in, nowhere close to my monthly goal. And literally overnight, like 20th, 21st, I remember it so clearly, just those 2 days, and everything was calm. I hit my monthly goal. I was completely fine. Everything was back to normal. I found myself very calm after that, and of course did well that month, so we're gonna knock on wood on that. All right, so but one of the lessons that I learned at that point in time is that life can shift very fast. Life can shift in split seconds, and I feel like it's important to allow space for things to shift overnight. All right. And that is something that I have kept in my mind even to this day. Like, I think this was 2 months ago or something like that. I found myself in a similar situation. I was about 10th or the 11th of the month. I still hadn't, hit my monthly goal or even anywhere close to that. And I found myself telling myself that hold space for things to change overnight. Hold space for things to change overnight. And that by itself, it calmed me down so much. And the reason why this is on my mind at this point in time is because this was for my business, right? I found myself doing this for something related to my personal growth. And I was just amazed at how immediately there was this sense of calm that flooded me the moment I said that to myself. And there are a few things why I feel this works really well. The first is you don't know how things can shift for you. All right, you absolutely, like our conscious mind cannot perceive the unlimited, infinite amount of possibilities that things can shift for us in order to hit whatever goal that we have planned or wherever it is that we want to get to. All right. The second is there are so many things that are happening outside of us, outside of our vision, like our 3D vision. There are so many things that are happening on the back end that you never know how it is all going to come together for you. So what you're essentially doing is that you are holding space for things to shift overnight. You are holding space for all the possibilities that you cannot see that could happen. You are holding space for things shifting on the back end that you can't see. All right. So I don't think that it is naive to have that kind of a hope. I feel like it is me being cautiously optimistic and allowing the universe, higher power, life, whichever it is that you resonate with. I am giving the space to this entity to surprise me, to allow things to come together the way that it is meant to, perhaps not in the timeline that I expect it to, perhaps not in the way that I expect it to. Like I said, who knew that my client would do a double booking, right? And and that by itself, like, I crossed my monthly goal. By 21st, I crossed my monthly goal. But if you saw my entire calendar for that month, up until 19th, there was I think maybe one booking, but that was nowhere close to my monthly goal for that particular month. All right. And all of a sudden I was way beyond my monthly goal for that particular month. So allowing space, I feel like it is being open to the idea that things can shift in split seconds, and it can shift for the better for you. Things can come together in split seconds for you. And it's all about holding on calmly in a balanced and centered way until you get to that moment. All right. That's the third reason. I feel like I covered two, so I'm not sure, but the next reason I think we'll go about it. The next reason is that when you are panicking, most likely your thoughts are clouded. Most likely you are not going to be taking action that is from a place of power. Most likely you're going to be taking action from a place of insecurity, from fear, from limiting beliefs, and more often than not, that's going to work against you. However, when you are in a calm and balanced and centered state of mind, and you're telling this to yourself, and I've observed this with myself as well, the more I'm telling this to myself, that be open to the idea that things can shift in split seconds. Just be open to the idea. You don't have to believe that it's going to happen. No, just be open to the idea. Just be open to a surprise. Just be open to the idea of things coming together in ways that you cannot even imagine. And the more I'm in that energy, it's not like I'm not doing anything. I feel like I'm in a very calm and balanced way when I'm thinking, when I'm in this line of thought. And that allows me to see what I need to do in a more clear way. So I'm not acting out of panic. Instead, I am showing up for my business, my personal life, my relationships in a way that feels centered, in a way that is clearly thinking about the long-term consequences of what I could be doing at that point in time. So it gives me that centering, it gives me that balance for me to take whatever action I need to take in order to solve that problem or in order to fix things on my end. But that's the thing, for me, just being open to the idea puts me in a completely different headspace. It's like, you know what? Things can shift overnight. We're not going to panic, but we are going to see if there's anything that we need to do on our end. So that by itself, it's very grounding, very centered, very balanced. And I feel like it's me being cautiously optimistic because I'm not spiritually bypassing it. And we'll talk about spiritual bypassing in another episode, because one of my clients reached out to me yesterday and she asked me such a beautiful question on spiritual bypassing. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about it, and we're going to spend some time. That's probably going to be like a 40-minute episode. So I'm going to keep that for a day where I have more time on hand to spend with you. All right. So, but yes. So, spiritual bypassing is, just letting go and not really doing any work. And, it's coming from a place of not being able to sit with the uncomfortability of waiting for things to shift, or not knowing what is going to happen, not being able to sit with the uncertainty of it. But that's not the energy that I am in when I'm in this thought process. It's, yes, I am giving, or I'm leaving space, or I'm kind of creating that space within me to allow things to shift overnight. I'm holding on to that possibility. But at the same time, because I'm in a calm mindset, I'm going to look at what I need to do at this point in time. Does this mean that my limiting beliefs are being triggered and they're coming up to the surface and I need to work through them? Yes, probably. I have to do that. Probably some inner work. Maybe there's actual work that I need to do. Maybe something's working against me, which is why there's this delay happening. So I am in a clear and centered mind to work on what needs to be done, whether that is also learning how to sit still while things shift for me, or while things on the back end start working and the gears start shifting and then I start to see it in 3D. Because this is one thing that I believe: just because you cannot see something does not mean it is not happening for you. This is something that I believe so deeply, and time and again in my life, maybe because I believe it so much, I've been open to seeing this happen again and again. And I feel like it is that, when you're about to buy a red car, you start seeing it everywhere. It's the same thing. So when you have these beliefs within you, you're more likely to observe when it happens. You're more likely to catch it when it does happen. So time and again, this has proven to me, and this is something that it's such a beautiful mindset shift, and it also puts me in such a calm and centered way, so that I'm not taking action in a state of panic, and instead I am being absolutely clear and balanced and centered when I am looking at what is actually going on in 3D and what I may need to do in order to make things better or make things shift on my end. All right, so yeah, this is what I wanted to leave you with for today. Leave room for things to shift overnight for you for the better. Leave room for things to shift in split seconds. Leave room for the universe to surprise you. Universe, higher power, whichever it is that you align with, leave room for that. And the more you leave room, the more you'll actually see it happening, because now you're in that awareness. You're gonna catch it happening a lot more. It's just gonna come to your attention and you'll be like, yep, there it is. Yes, I did leave room and it did come through for me. All right. So this is what I wanted to share with you. It's such a beautiful mindset shift. This is not something that I apply. It started out in my business, but I have been applying it with other aspects of my life as well. And it has been truly magical for me to see how things can shift overnight for the better for me. And, just enjoy the surprises that come my way, because I've been leaving room and space for it instead of panicking while I get to that point. All right, because I feel like sometimes the panic can take away from you actually living and experiencing the surprise and being happy about the surprise. And sometimes your panic can work against or block or delay the surprise from actually coming into your life. So this is something that I wanted to share. It's a very, very beautiful, lesson that I learned a couple of months ago. It's something that I probably will hold on to for the end of my life, till the end of my life. It's a very, very beautiful lesson for me. And so leave room for, things to shift overnight, things to become better overnight. Leave room for it. Always allow that space. And the more you can be in that, the more you can believe that, the more you'll actually find yourself very calm and centered, even when things are not going the way that you expect it to, even when things in your 3D don't look like it is going to turn, but it puts you in a very calm state so that you can actually work through what you need to work through. All right. So if this video changed your mind in any way, helped you see things in a different way, definitely do let me know in the comment section below. And if this has actually worked out for you, also let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, because that tells you every single time I do upload a video. Take care, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye-bye.